Hello, good morning. Welcome in. My name is Matt, and it's Thursday, August 12th. I've got a little cup of coffee, so I'm in a good spot, a better spot than if I didn't have a good cup of coffee. So we've got an awesome guest who's going to come on today. We're on day 4 of our Instagram Reels challenge that we've been doing as well. And we're just rocking over here. I mean, we're having a good summer, and we're looking to, we're going to have a good little interview this morning. Every morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, we get on here live. We do Wake Up Legendary. When we bring on a guest, somebody in our community or somebody who got referred to us, but most people are just inside of the Legendary community who are getting results. They're working hard. And I've had the pleasure of kind of getting to know our guest this morning, Kelsey, just a little bit through our business blueprints. And she's just working hard, grinding, and she's tried different I won't tell her whole story, but she's tried different MLMs and stuff, and her friends and family were super pumped about that as I've been there, so I get that. And good morning to all of you guys who are just tuning in. And what we're going to do is just bring on our guests. I mean, screw it. Let's do it. Kelsey, what's happening?
Hey, what's up? Good morning, everyone.
Hey. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, no, thanks for having me. I'm super excited. And I know in my decade in a day training, the one goal I set was to eventually be on the Wake Up Legendary show. So here I am today, like a little less than 2 months later.
That's awesome. Congrats.
Yeah.
You've earned
Thank
it.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit, you're a military spouse and you've done a lot of moving. Tell us a little bit about like your journey and how that led you to looking online for just something to do, basically.
Yeah. So we're currently in Germany right now. We got stationed in Germany. Oh, geez, we got here like early April. But before I was here, we were in South Carolina. And I was only in South Carolina for about a year. And I had a job there. The job was crazy. Like my hours were 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. And I would work every other weekend. So it would be like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like it was a lot. It was so draining. So I knew coming to Germany, I didn't want to do that. So of course I'm job searching here, and I was still kind of finding those same jobs where it's like, oh, it's, weekends are sometimes here and the hours are kind of crazy and it's a half an hour drive.
Yep.
So I was feeling very discouraged, and this is kind of embarrassing to say, but one of the days I like broke down completely, like had a mental breakdown, and I was scrolling through TikTok, and I don't even know the woman's name, but I saw that she had an online business and was making money. So I was like, this is like a sign or something. Like I'm on my phone crying, and I'm just like, let me see what this is about. So I immediately signed up, had no second guess, and just started. Like I literally gave it my all. And since then, I mean, I do this full time now. So thank God I saw that TikTok video because it eventually led to where I am today.
Wow. Super cool. Super cool. That's awesome. So when you dove in and got started, were you already kind of conditioned in the place where you were like, I already sort of know that there's people out there doing this kind of thing, or did you have some skepticism, or what did you think?
So I was a little skeptical just because I just dove in head first. Like I didn't even consider anything. And like I've done like smaller MLMs in the past. So like I kind of know how those work. And after doing like some Google research, I knew this was a little bit different. Not like referring friends and family and bugging the crap out of them because I've done that in the past. And I'm somewhat computer savvy in a way. I have a degree in accounting, so I know how to do some computer stuff. So I was like, this is perfect for me. And I really didn't know that people were actually making pretty good money online from social media like TikTok and Instagram. Like it's crazy. And now that I'm in it, it's like, wow, this is amazing.
That's awesome. That's super cool.
Yeah.
When you got started, so when you get started with the challenge and with, you're diving in and you're trying to sort through what's legit and what's not, and you go through day 1, you go through day 2, you go through day 3, what are you thinking?
I was a little overwhelmed, I'm not gonna lie. And I feel like that's
Yeah.
everyone's first reaction. You're learning something brand new. Like it's okay to be overwhelmed. I mean, I feel like being overwhelmed is almost a good thing, just because you're learning so much. And I've even gone through the 15-day challenge like basically twice. Like I've rewatched some videos because it's either I forgot or I didn't write something down, or like I caught something I missed the first time.
Cool. Yeah, I feel like the whole overwhelm thing. We were on Decade in a Day last Friday, and somebody's like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed." And I kind of, maybe you heard me say this before too, but I sort of unpack and stretch, or I unpack why having your brain stretched to that
Hmm.
overwhelmed state is a good thing. It's a healthy thing. Well, it's really like if you want sort of the rapid exponential mental growth or whatever you want to call it, like that's one way to go about it. I'm not sure it's the only way, but I think it's the best way,
Hmm.
where you're sort of, thrown into the deep end right away, and it's like swim.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I guess that's a funnel, and I guess that's social media and videos, and somehow they
Yeah.
connect. And how do I do this again? And then you sort of like, even with the challenge or with the Decade a Day, you kind of rewatch it, and you're like, oh, that connects to that, and that connects
Hmm.
here, and I drive traffic here. And
Yeah.
I do think the overwhelmed feeling, like Bridget just commented, super overwhelmed. I think the overwhelmed feeling is like largely pretty common. What
Yeah, definitely.
when you're getting started creating content then, so take us through this. When you're getting started, you're creating content. Um what was that like? Are you a content creator by nature? Are you
Oh, definitely not. So I I actually started the 15-day challenge, I think early mid-May. And I didn't start actually making content until mid-June, June 12th. So I waited a while to just put my face out there because I was so scared. I was like, what are my friends gonna think? What's my family gonna think? I don't know how to make a video. I've never used TikTok before this. So YouTube will be your best friend when you're first starting out because I had no clue. Like if you scroll down to my first few videos, like they're atrocious. Like don't even do it.
love
But
it?
I feel like once you start, it gets so much easier, and like you learn from other creators too, and everyone's so supportive. Like it's okay if the video is not 100% perfect because at the end of the day, no one really cares. No one's really looking into it that much.
Yep. And honestly, so I think here's what, like, that's a good point. And I think what a lot of people don't realize is when you put out your first couple like
Hmm.
crappy videos, I think that, like, for the most part, the people who see those initial first few videos and are like, wow, that video sucks, and they swipe, it's like there's probably another like 3 billion. I don't know how many people are on TikTok, but
Hmm.
there's at least hundreds of millions of other people who will see your next video, right? Like, so
Hmm.
those are original 100 people they showed your first real shitty video to. Those
Hmm.
people will never see you again, ever. And guess what? They're probably going to watch about 100 more TikTok videos while they're sitting down, and they will be evaporated from your brain in about 60 seconds, right? So
Hmm.
it's only our weird sort of like, it's maybe not narcissism, but almost narcissism that thinks that like somehow people are like thinking about, in 3 days, they're like still sitting down thinking like, wow, Kelsey's videos are so crappy. Like, why,
Yeah, yeah.
what does she have any business creating a TikTok video for? You know what I mean? It's just funny. Like
Yeah.
if I'm scrolling through TikTok, it's like 2 days later, like I couldn't even tell you the most viral video I watched, more or less
Hmm.
the worst video that I watched. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
people overthink it 100%. Like, just don't overthink it and just post it. I
Yeah.
mean, like I said, my first few videos were terrible, but it gave me confidence and it helped me get out there. And here I am today. I make like 3 to 4 videos every single day now, so it gets
Yeah.
easier.
Yeah, totally. And even just because we create on our end, like our staff and stuff, we create some TikTok accounts in different niches and stuff like that. And basically what we do um, is we create them, and and sort of model after other videos to see sort of what takes and what doesn't, and see if different niches are taking stuff like that. And what we found was what we found is basically if you can take certain, so we found a couple things. Number one is if you can take original videos from people who are, let's say they're at 1 million followers, there's a certain formula that they're using to get views. And it's typically edutainment, super educational videos with a little side thing of like maybe humor or a little like weird thing. Like for instance, one thing that I did was I created this like TikTok, and I was teaching people how to create t-shirts on Fiverr, and or create t-shirts without needing inventory. And one of the tools was using Fiverr. And so I said 5RR. And I stole that idea from a guy named Austin, who used to be, he still is on TikTok. But anyway, I saw his video and I was like, oh, that's really funny, because I looked in his comments and there was like 10,000 comments making fun of him about saying 5RR, right? And saying like mispronouncing things, and just doing weird little nuanced things like that, we found works really well. But for the most part, like your first few videos are going to take a really long time. Where I was going with this was your first few videos will take a really long time to create, and there won't be much payoff. So tons of time, little payoff. And then as you go, those two things balance out, where it's more like a lot less time than before with a lot more payout, because I'm actually starting to get the hang of it. I can get the feel for it. My personality is less uninhibited. It's more free and sort of just free flow. And that's where people start to feel like, oh, okay, like this person's cool. This person belongs on here. And that takes a little bit of time. And so, if people who are sitting on here watching us live on Wake Up Legendary are judging, my day, whatever, I'm now day 30,000 to their day 2. It's just not going to work very well. Exactly. Same with your day 60 or day 90 to to their day 1 or 2. It's an unfair comparison.
Definitely. And I guess like one kind of like TikTok tip is like follow other affiliates that are in your niche, like, in the make money online niche, like Bar McGowan, Michael Patron, like there's so many. And like you guys can model off of each other, and you guys can chat like, oh, this worked really good for you. Like any tips on how to do this? And I guess like don't really be afraid to reach out to other creators and kind of see what they're doing, see what's working for them. Because honestly, like everyone's super helpful. At least like the people that I've come in contact with, like everyone is willing to help you. You just kind of got to ask sometimes and just reach out.
No, it's very true. It's very true. And some of them, and that's really interesting, because some of the most successful TikTokers and content creators that I see are people who definitely took training. But what they did is they took it a whole step further, and then they started reaching out and networking and connecting with people. And sometimes I want to give an encouragement to everybody who's on here. You get a little bit like hesitant, or you get a little bit like, I don't know if I should reach out. They're probably busy or whatever, right? And then you don't reach out and you don't get that help that you want. But if you just sort of break through that, those are the people who are willing to just sort of break through that and just be like, hey, love your videos. I saw you do this. Is there a reason you do this? Or I saw you do that. And you'll be surprised at how, like, especially somebody who's like lower to mid tier, maybe not somebody who has like 8 million followers, but somebody who's at like 10 to 50,000 followers or something like that, or 100,000 followers, they'll probably message you back and be like, hey, here's everything I do. Like, and oh, and then I also do this and I do this and I do this. And you're like, oh my gosh, like this is great. And you can build long-term friends, like, which is really powerful too. But I feel like more than anything, like when people start, and that's like we at Legendary, we can't really take credit for that. because mostly, we sell a digital product for $7 and we sell our blueprints for $2,500. And we have other things that we sell too, but we don't sell a lot of stuff. Like, in the grand scheme, if you get into other, for instance, like, we talk at Legendary, we talk a good bit about, like, or I talk a good bit about Motley Fool in terms of, like, they're a stock investing education platform. So you can buy for, whatever, $250 a year or something, their advice on stock picking, right? And it's a membership. And then as soon as you get in, right? Like, sometimes people criticize Legendary for, only being about selling. I mean, as soon as you get into the Motley Fool, you are sold and pitched probably 5 to 10 different, totally different high ticket products at like $1,500-ish to $2,000 a pop. And I mean, it's from day one, the moment you get in, like, wow. Hey, we've just got this brand new live webinar coming out. And on that webinar, they teach for about 50 minutes and then they pitch. And but I think that, like, the community, let me go back to the community aspect. There's no community aspect in that. But there is a big community aspect in the way of Legendary, but we don't sort of, like, we can't actually take credit for that at Legendary. That was more of a byproduct of us just kind of, hey, let's get everybody put together in a Facebook group, or, like, let's, just let people sort of network and do their thing. But it is a really powerful thing about sort of the community. Anyway, that was a little bit of a rant. But.
You're good. I wanted to circle back. I know you mentioned the blueprints. Kind of going back to my story. I told you I haven't been working since January. So when I purchased the 15-day challenge in May, like, I had no money. Like, I was broke. I probably had like $900 to my name, but, like, just to live off of that is really, really difficult. Especially in another country, everything's so brand new. So what I did was I had to use credit cards to pay for my training. Like, I was going head first, like, I was diving deep in. I was like, I need to make this work. And honestly, doing that helped me in 2 different ways. Like, of course, 1, the education and the community, 100%. And then 2, in the back of my mind, I was like, I need to pay off these credit cards now. I want my investment back. So right. I feel like that motivated me to work even harder than I would have if I didn't purchase. Just because I was like, I have money on the line, I have to pay these off. Like, let's go and just dive deep into this.
Yep. No, it's exactly what I did. I mean, when I was first starting, and it's funny because, like, in your case, I don't know if you feel the same way, but, like, in my case, I'm like, would I recommend for someone else to do that or not? I'm not sure. Like, but for me, it worked.
Maybe. Yeah.
Right.
People look at me like I'm crazy.
Yeah, I know. I did that the first time. And so it was funny because I was, when I was first getting started in 2011, I was laying in my bed in Chicago. And I mean, I was very, very broke. I just got out of college, just married. I was like 21 or 22. And I was laying in bed. I was texting a mentor of mine. And there was this big live event that was happening in Orlando called Live the Dream. And it's kind of like it'd be similar to, like, if Legendary hosted a mastermind, like, kind of similar, except there's going to be hundreds of people there. And there's like I don't know, $500 ticket. You got to get flights. You got to do all of this. And I was like, I mean, dude, like, I have like $100 in my bank account. Like, it's actually not possible. You know what I mean? And he's like, well, like, dude, just throw it on a credit card or something. And actually, the interesting part is he was like, dude, I'll buy your tickets. Like, if you can get here, I'll buy your tickets. I got a spare bed, like, buy your plane tickets. Now he was wealthy enough that he could have bought my plane tickets. But what he said was, he was like, hey, look, this seems like a pretty defining moment for you. He said, owning a business involves a lot of risk, and, a few $100 for a plane ticket, if you put that on a credit card, or if you find a way to borrow that money to pay it back or something, it's what a lot of businesses do. It's actually pretty rare that a business wouldn't do that to some level to get started in some degree. Like, my wife started a therapy practice. Therapy practice got funded and started on a credit card. And it was a 6 months free interest credit card, and paid it off over a year. And her business is smoking hot. Right. And so but he said, this is kind of a defining moment. Like, it may be that if that amount of risk and that amount of, if that's too much, then you might have to just be honest with yourself that, like, hey, this isn't for me. I can't handle this and tolerate that. And that's okay. But you just need to be honest with yourself. And so, long story short, I have this internal sort of thing where it was like, well, damn it. I don't want to I feel like if I say no to this now, I'm kind of saying no to like this forever. And so I bought that plane ticket and I went, and it cemented that as a reality for me, even though it was on a credit card. And then, you know what I did, which was even, I mean, not that that was dumb, but what I did that was probably dumber was I ended up putting, I don't know, $25,000 to $35,000 worth of just buying traffic. Because back in that day, we didn't have TikTok. We had to buy traffic. We had to place ads. We had to do, and you could still do that now to this day, but it's overvalued. I mean, the amount of traffic that you can drive for free now is more than it's ever been in the history that I've ever seen. And, long story short, I sort of viewed that as, I sort of viewed that as an investment. And I thought to myself, like, hey, I want to learn a high income skill that I know is going to pay for a really long time. And what I ended up doing was I said, look, there's going to be a day where I'll pay all this off, and I'll pay it off faster than if I was going to go to school and get an MBA in marketing. And I'll probably learn more because it'll hurt when I lose money. It'll probably sting rather than me going and getting drunk for 4 years or 2 years at a college and, whatever, and not really learning anything in the trenches. And it was true. I mean, there was a day where it might have been over the course of a couple days or a couple months or something, but paid all of that off. And mine was more of entrepreneurship, where I learned how to work inside of companies and bring value to companies with my high paid income skills. And it was sort of hanging out in communities. It was learning, watching, reading, consuming a lot of content, watching a lot of videos, and it all kind of piled up into this experience where now I really understand marketing. Like, I really know how to carry out detailed, thorough marketing campaigns that I didn't know how to do that before. So I'm not perfect, but it did pay off in a big way for me. And I think that there's sort of this, like Megan says, skin in the game to hold yourself accountable. And I think that that's probably really true of your story too.
Oh, 100%.
And kudos to you. You did pay it back. I mean, you did accomplish that. So that's awesome. Congrats.
Yeah. And I did it in a short amount of time too. And I feel like I did it in a short amount of time because of me going all in and using my credit cards, and I feel like if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have been as motivated. There's
that pressure. And honestly, I see that sometimes where there's a little bit, and I just want a huge disclaimer. I am not encouraging people to take on debt to start a business on the internet. Most people who buy anything online, they don't make anything. But the truth is like, what I see is that when there's a little bit of pressure applied, it doesn't have to be financial. It could just be something else, but specifically financial pressure for people, it creates this sort of, it can do two things. And for you, it was the healthy thing. For some, it creates an unhealthy pressure where they're willing to do anything out of desperation. In your case, it created this healthy motivation. Like, hey, I'm going to put, and this is a great entrepreneurial trait of yours, I'm going to put myself in a situation, I have to figure it out, right? Rather than doing this sort of nonstop mental game where it's like, oh my God, should I do this? Should I not? Should I do this? Should I not? Oh my gosh, is this right or is this wrong? Or what do I do? And then they never do anything. But in this case, that sort of healthy pressure pushed you into a place where you're like, damn it, I'm going to figure this out and I'm going to make it happen.
Yep, exactly. And what's crazy to me too is, people have reached out to me for advice and tips. Of course, I always answer them back, but some people say that they think it's too saturated. There's too many people doing it. And I'm like, okay, like riddle me this. Like, millions and millions of people go to college for the same degree every single year, and you don't think that's too saturated either? Like, it just blows my mind. I feel like people just overthink it and is like, oh no, I can't do this, I can't do that. And it's like, you can't because you're not willing to. You need to kind of jump over that barrier of you can't to I can, and I'll make time for it and I'll try my hardest. And it just blows my mind sometimes, the not excuses but things people will say to like get themselves to believe it's not true or they shouldn't start it and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. At the risk of being inappropriate, Dave always at our masterminds calls that mental masturbation, where it's like just this sort of like you're in your head and it's just
Yes.
like you're overthinking everything. And it's just so it's ridiculous. Cool. So what in your content creation, in that content creation process for you, like, are you, number one, how many videos are you creating each day? And then also, like, do you go live or like how frequently are you in like messaging people? Do you do a Facebook group? Like, what does that look like for you?
Yeah, so when I first started off, every single day I would do at least 3 videos. This past week or two, I've kind of scaled back a little bit, just due to like, stuff going on in my life. Like, I just haven't really had the time to do it. But normally it's like 3 times every single day. And what really sucks in my situation is I can't go live. I've tried to go live, but I think because of where I am, it doesn't work.
Mm.
Like, it'll allow me to hit live, but then it says connection lost, like can't do it. So
Wow.
that's like, I know, right? And maybe
Huh.
it's because I'm in Germany. I'm not sure exactly why. But yeah, I can't go live, so that's kind of a bummer. But I did start the Instagram. I'm slowly learning that. And what's so cool about, just buying the 7 day challenge is, or not the $7 15 day challenge. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Is
Everybody does that.
there's like so much like free training even after the 15 days. Like, for example, this live show every single day, Monday through Friday. And if you have the blueprint, the Thursday training with you, which is 9 p.m. my time, I think 3 p.m. Eastern time. And it's like, and plus you have the Facebook community and everything. Like, there's so much free education. And I feel like sometimes people just look right past it and they don't even they don't even see it.
Yep. I agree with that. I
Yeah.
agree with that. I feel like, yeah, I feel like with the whole, that's super interesting about the live. I never would have guessed that.
Yeah,
The,
I don't know what it is.
in terms of like connecting with your audience, connecting with your people, what does that look like? I mean, are people mostly messaging you, just asking, how do I do it? Or like, do you convert most of your sales through doing that? Is it mostly automated? What does that look like?
So I get a lot of comments, and what I'll say is, because I have a free ebook linked in my bio, and I'll say, okay, grab my free ebook and then message me with questions. So I'll follow them back. I won't directly message them first. I don't want to be too pushy and like kind of scare them away or overwhelm them. I feel like sometimes people get overwhelmed. So I say, just grab my free ebook and message me with questions. And I would say 8 times out of 10, they'll immediately message me, be like, oh, what does this mean? I'd like to know more about this. So I'm not the one messaging them, they're the one messaging me. And I feel like that's really helped me. It gives that personal one-on-one aspect. And of course, they can always message you on Instagram if you're not following them, which I think is huge. I wish TikTok had that. And if you have your Instagram linked in your TikTok, anyone can do that.
Yes. Yeah. I wish TikTok had that too. Yeah. I think it's interesting they didn't put that in there, that feature.
I know. I mean, I get it, but I don't at the same time. I mean, yeah, there is a lot of, the younger generation on TikTok, so it's kind of like a safety thing.
Yep.
But for business owners, it's a little bit more difficult.
Yeah. What was so you created this ebook. Did you have an idea for that? Did you like buy a white label ebook? Did you create the whole ebook yourself and write it yourself? What did you do for that?
So I kind of went like the cheap route. I mean, it's so simple too. I mean, I wasn't going
Yeah.
to spend a lot of money on it, but basically I just created a short little 4-page ebook
Nice.
in Google Docs, and then I just
Yep.
converted it to a PDF, and that gets emailed as soon as someone opts into my email list. And it
So
probably
smart.
took me, I don't know, less than 2 hours to create. I kind of just did
Wow.
a small little guide. It's nothing crazy. It just kind of gives the person an overview of what affiliate marketing is and what I do every day. So it's kind of like a good little like first step. And if like they think it's something that they can do or they have interest in it, then they message me.
Wow, fascinating. That's cool.
Yep.
And 2 hours, that's nuts. I feel like I talk a lot
Yeah.
about like people creating lead magnets and stuff, and that's exactly what I tell them to do. Go to Google Docs, type it out,
Mm-hmm.
and then also you can take it a layer up if you want to. You could find somebody on like Fiverr or something, be like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
here's a Google Doc. Go turn this into a PDF for me and make it look beautiful and put images in there and stuff like that too. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't even have to do that. Like
Yeah,
what
no.
people are really after, and honestly, here's one thing that I think is kind of badass and cool, is if you really take the time to like put together even if it's like 2 pages, and you craft it and you make it really valuable and you give real value. It could literally just be all size 12 Arial font, and
Mm-hmm.
like and people would look at it and be like, maybe this person's like really onto something, or like maybe this person's actually got like real information, and they're
Mm-hmm.
not trying to be like a marketer and like make this all pretty, and you know what I mean, whatever.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
there's a lot of people who write like stock market letters, or financial newsletters, or like, or even just like copywriting newsletters, and don't use a single image. It's like a
Yeah.
sans serif font, and like it's a couple pages just nothing but content.
Mm-hmm.
And I respect, like I kind of look at those people when I read those, and I'm like, ooh, this person's like, they're on another level. They're not
Yeah.
spending time on all of the design and stuff, although you could do that, and I get that
Mm-hmm.
appeal. They're actually just creating really great content that's concise and
Mm-hmm.
thought through, and not bloated and sort of overdone.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like I said, it only took me 2 hours. I just quickly, I ran it through Grammarly after to make sure no spelling errors, and I just uploaded it. And like I feel like when people, do their lead magnet or their free ebook or whatnot, they overthink it. They're like, oh, I need pretty pictures. I need to pay for this and pay for that. And it's like just start off like small. Like you don't have to give them this 50-page beautiful ebook that costs you $100 to make. Like just put something in there, like tell your story. People even
Yep.
want to hear that. And
Yep.
I feel like the biggest thing is just don't overthink it. Just do it.
Mhm. And I also feel like one thing, I mean, if you're confused, or you're not sure like how to create a lead magnet or how to do that, like honestly, yeah, open a Google Doc and start typing. But here's the
Mm-hmm.
thing is like, what most people don't understand is like, you could, in virtually any niche that you're in, like um okay, so let's say that I'm in like keto, or let's say that I always give the example of like dog training, right? So like let's say I'm in the dog training niche, and maybe I'm like a little newer, but I'm really interested in it, and I think I could create good content with my dog around that concept or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. And but I'm not sure like what I would do in a lead magnet giveaway or something, right? Well, number one, like many affiliate companies, they actually have lead magnets you can give away for free.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, you can probably look through their course, buy it for $37, get some ideas, and put some little teasers in a lead magnet. Three, you can probably go on YouTube and find some awesome ideas for a lead magnet around like
Mm-hmm.
dog training. Watch some training videos, stuff like that. I just think like even I know what I used to do is if I had paid for a course, and it was in my same niche, so like maybe I'll buy a course on Google Ads, and I'm also selling other courses in the make money online space. I would do little tiny lead magnets like how to generate brand new customers on Google here, check out my 2-page report on how small businesses can generate lead flow on Google using this one simple Google Ads trick or something like that, right? And I would go through this course and I would take some notes and then I'd put it into my own words and not give away the whole course or plagiarize, but I would get some takeaways. Maybe I'd spend $30 on ads and test it out and then put it into a little giveaway thing, right? I just think for the most part, people overthink that process and they think, oh, I haven't got any results, or I'm not a dog training master. It's not the requirement. Marketing is just to get somebody's attention. It's not to claim that you're the end all be all of whatever niche or industry you're in. You have so much more freedom. I think that people just need to realize they have way more freedom than they give themselves credit for.
Definitely. And a lot of times too is sometimes I'll get messages and people want a one-on-one training with me. And I'm like, I wish I could, but like, I'm still so new that I feel like I don't have enough to give you yet. Like, I'm still learning. I said, you can take the same training that I took. And they're like, no, I want to learn from you. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I don't offer that. Like, and just because they see me and they see what I'm doing and they see my results, they just want everything from me. And I just can't give it to them.
Yeah, well, Kelsey, the easy way to work that in is whatever you are selling or whatever training you are recommending is you just tell them you must complete this training and then you get free training with me.
Yeah,
right?
So I've actually done that in the past. How
did it work?
Oh my God, it worked so well. I said the first 20 people to sign up for, I did it after a viral video too. So if anyone's watching this, after you have a huge viral video, the next video, I made a video and it said, I'm going to do something I've never done before. The next 20 people to sign up for the $7 business builder challenge in my bio gets a free Zoom meeting with me. And immediately everyone's commenting like, I signed up. And then I said, okay, once you get to day 3, message me back. Of course, like message me any questions you have along the way, but we'll do the Zoom meeting after day 3. And it motivated people to actually start the challenge. And because of course, a lot of people will buy the challenge and never start. But just from that, there was a lot of people that signed up and got the Zoom meeting. So that definitely helped. So.
Nice. Yeah, those little things are really good. Also, I think that people are a little hesitant to offer something like that because they think that like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to be flooded. But the reality is like not everybody's going to buy, and then not everybody is actually going to claim that session, right? Exactly. Not 100% of those people claim that session, right?
No,
not even close.
I think like 5 or 6 actually did claim it. Like they actually made it to day 3 and then did the Zoom with me. That's
cool. That's awesome. Yeah. And I also just want to say like people, it's just funny. Now that I'm on the other side of like having gone through that growth that you're going through right now and seen sort of like one thing that's really helpful to me is I started going to live events and here's what I saw. I saw that the people who were selling coaching and who were selling like a group coaching package, right, for like $5,000 or something. I realized I was like, these people are, and this is going to sound bad, but like these people are not smarter than me. Like these people don't actually know more than me. Yeah. Like they just had the guts to offer it. Like they just had the guts to be like, no, you know what? Like 99.9% of people haven't made $5,000 on the internet before. And I know how to do that because I did it. And I have the value of that. I feel a little bit like nervous about it, but the truth is the results and the proof are there, or even $10,000 or $100,000, but people overdo that. They overthink that, right? They overthink they turn, okay, I'm on a rampage here, but
you're fine.
they turn the whole, coaching thing into thinking that they must instruct a person on what they're supposed to do. But
Mhm.
the best type of coaching that I found, especially in the early days, in the sort of grassroots, I'm still getting going, is much less that. And it's way more like, it's like a mid-high ticket offer that's like let's say $1,000 to it could be up to $5,000 or something like that. And it's simply hey, would you like an inside look once a week on how I built an XYZ business, right? Or like how
Mhm.
I built a full-time business on TikTok. So here's what it, and then you just basically you give the offer and you say like, here's what you'll get for $1,000. You're going to meet with me in a group setting for 6 weeks, and it starts on September 1st or something like that. I'm just making this
Mhm.
up. If I were you, I'm
Yep.
basically saying if I were you, here's something I would consider and think through. Again, don't stop what you're doing,
Mhm.
but you could build out this really simple offer that's like, hey, if you want to work one-on-one with me, you can make an application on this page. And the page would be like a ClickFunnels page or something. It's
Mhm.
just got a video of you. And then beneath it is an application. And that can be a Google form that you embed, or it can be a whatever kind of form, a form on ClickFunnels, right?
Mhm.
And it just basically is like, hey, here's the deal. A lot of people want to work with me. A lot of people are really interested in how I've been able to do this. So here's what I do. Every couple of months, I accept a new batch of people, right? And what you could do is you could just make it a monthly thing. So you're going to meet with me 4 times over the next month, and it starts, and we start it up again every single month. And all we do is for 2 hours a week, we go on Zoom and I unpack. You get to sit and basically look over my shoulder and watch as I go through my routine. And
Mhm.
I'm going to show you how I create my content. I'm going to show you how I find my content. I'm going to show you how I set up my funnel. And if you don't think that that wouldn't be worth $500 or $1,000 to
It's
somebody,
totally
you'd
worth
be
it.
crazy.
Yeah,
But for
that's totally
you,
worth it.
but for you, you get away from the one-on-one coaching. You don't have
Mhm.
to get into that if you don't want to. It's group style, which means that people sit in on a meeting or a webinar on Zoom, and they sit and they just look and watch. And you say, hey, here's my whole screen. You've got me on camera. Here's my grind. Here's what I'm doing. Ask me questions as we go. I'm going to create
Mhm.
for you a video today. And you can even share your phone screen as you're in the TikTok app. All right, here we go. You guys ready? Here we go. Now I'm going to make this video, whatever. And you can unpack your best performing videos. You can go back to a best performing video and say, I'm going to actually recreate this video and do a couple things different. Here's why. And you can go through that with people over 4 weeks, 2 hours a week. So you're now your whole like group coaching could turn into 3 to 5 grand a month to maybe 10 grand a month
Yeah.
for 2 hours a week,
Mhm.
8 hours a month, right? Like that's a stupid profitable business
Yeah.
that doesn't involve a
Yeah.
lot of headache and work and oh my gosh. And then because what I did back in the day is something similar to this. And I just set hard boundaries. I said, if you have questions throughout the week, if you're wondering a bunch of stuff, I want you to write those questions down if they're not urgent. Don't type an email to me that's scattered and unclear. Come to the call with those questions. We'll get those questions answered, even if I have
Mhm.
to stay an extra 10, 20 minutes to answer your question. And then after that, if there's something urgent or it's a little thing or something, you can send me an email with a screenshot. I can get back to you. But what
Mhm.
I found is when I set up that hard boundary, it made people formulate their questions clearly. And then it also made people really respect that boundary and value what they paid for. So anyway,
Mhm.
all I'm saying is there's a few things you could do to make that really work if you set something like that up. The first thing is you would have that I did is as an affiliate for a course is I just said you have to finish the course before you can even qualify. That's it.
Mhm. Yeah.
You can't get on one-on-one with me, and then there's exclusivity, right? Then there's sort of this, hey, she's not able to spend a bunch of time with me on Zoom, or,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I'm not able to just use up all of her time for free. Like, that's not a thing. And that's
Mm-hmm.
healthy for people. People need boundaries. People are
Yes.
unboundaried a lot of times. I'm unboundaried a lot
Yes.
of times. And you can set that boundary up and you say, hey, when you finish day 15, I'll give you a little link. Let me know. Send me a message. I finished day 15. I make them finish the whole dang thing.
Yeah.
And then message me. I'll give you a little link and you can see how I do my private coaching. And you can, at that point, you can sell it for 1,000. You can sell it for 2,000. You can sell it for whatever you want. But it's a cool way to supplement your income. And by doing it as a 4-week thing, last point, and then I'll let you go. And then I'll let you respond. By doing it in a 4-week thing, it's very specific to why I do that, is if you ever get sick of it, you can just stop, right?
Mm-hmm.
So don't do this monthly, and then you're like, oh my gosh, these people keep paying and I'm stuck, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Just make it a $1,000, or, you know, you could set it to 20, you can set it to 5,000 and give people a 50% discount. Say, hey, I just launched this. You can have it for 50% off. And but you have to finish the challenge and you've got to buy and whatever. And then at least if you really get sick of it and you really don't like it and you're like, hey, you know what? I just want to be an affiliate, which is what happens with most people when they start doing that. They're like, okay, I think I just want to be an affiliate. Or some people are like, I never want to be an affiliate again. All I want to do is coaching. I love this. I love people. Then you can just be like, I'm done with this.
And just be
I'm
done
on
with
to
it.
the next thing. Anyway, what comes up for you? Sorry, I'm ranting.
No, you're good. You're good. I was gonna say, like, what's cool about, starting the 15-day challenge and, the blueprints is, yeah, you start with affiliate marketing, but there's so many different branches to branch out to. Like, if you really aren't feeling affiliate marketing, there's online coaching, there's, mentoring, there's the masterminds, like there's so many options to take. And I feel like people just think it's only affiliate marketing that I can do. And it's like, no, like once you are in it, like you can grow so big. And I feel like people are just like, oh, I only like want to do this, and like, why not try different things? I mean, me, I'm still so new. Like, I want to eventually try coaching. I've actually talked to a girl that just signed up below me. Her name is also Kelsey, and I'm helping her right now one-on-one.
Cool.
But I told her, like, eventually I want to do coaching, so I'm gonna, you're gonna be like my guinea pig in a way. I'm gonna like help you out.
Cool.
And I think that's like a really, really good start to me eventually expanding. And I haven't even gone through all of the like affiliate marketing section of the business blueprints. Like, I'm still learning, and
Right.
it's crazy. There's so much content, and it's such good content, and I feel like I still have so much more to learn, and
Yeah.
I'm already on the right track 100%.
Yeah. There is. And the new affiliate blueprint's insane. Yeah, it's insane. And by the way, in the realm of the coaching thing, the coaching and consulting blueprint is really underrated in terms of the resources that are given there. So make sure to look through that too. Especially through like the PDFs and stuff like that, because I feel like those are really valuable. Yeah, interesting. Cool. I think like sometimes I get into these calls and we start going down these whole like, rabbit trail and stuff like that. And then I sort of like I come back out of the hole and then realize like, okay, you know what? Like, that was cool to explore that, but keep rocking, keep doing what you're doing because it's working. And add on things as you want here or there, try different things as you want here or there. But you've really got something going and you're killing it. And I think that's a big credit to your consistency. You're definitely a very good student in terms of how you look at not just training, but you also look at other marketers, which is really key too. And
I feel like that's huge.
Yeah.
That is like a huge thing. Even like marketers that aren't in your niche. And I feel like that is like the biggest I feel like the biggest help for me is I'll sometimes, go in the dog train niche or like a totally different niche that's not even related to me and see their viral videos and what they're doing. Because if
Yeah.
that's working in their niche, like let me transform it into mine. And I feel like a lot of people miss that opportunity and they just need to, expand what they're seeing because, of course, a lot of people that are in the make money online niche only watch make money online niche videos and they only recreate those videos. And I feel like they're missing out on a huge opportunity to look at other creators in totally different niches. And I feel like that it's funny because a viral video that I had about a month ago was from a niche where they build tiny homes. And I was in that, and I used that idea into the make money online niche, and it blew up.
It's super smart. Super,
Yeah.
super, super, super smart. Yes, I hope that just sunk in for everybody because that was, of everything I said and everything you said, that was a big gold nugget of,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, yeah. Robert just said that is a gold nugget. Look at other niches. Yeah. And getting into those other niches and sort of like just giving a little creative thought and a little creative
Mm-hmm.
energy. And connecting it. And then I think the other thing, the last thing that I wanted to say, as just a compliment to you is that you've been very strategic in the way that you've taken sort of those ideas or those content ideas or what have you, and you've taken them and you've become really meticulous about
Mm-hmm.
the how you execute the content. Like I think that sometimes we talk a lot about at Legendary, just get started, just post your video. But
Mm-hmm.
there's also a level of truth to like, hey, taking an extra 10 minutes or an extra 20 minutes to like just make sure that that word is placed just in the right spot and
Yeah.
make sure the timing and the duration of your captions are put right in the right spot.
Mm-hmm.
It says it just the right way and it kind of captures a humorous element or it captures an interesting, like, whoa, it makes somebody come back and watch it again. Like
Mm-hmm.
being a student just of and I would call this like content production, not the creation aspect, but the production element. Not that it has to be amazing camera angles or anything like that, but like just little tiny curiosity things. As I look through your
Mm-hmm.
channel, man, you have become a master at that. And that's one thing that like that will really, really help long term because that's the added layer that you go from 5,000 views, 8,000 views to like millions of views potentially.
Yes, yes. And it's in that one viral video that I had, it was about like the side hustle that I found, but I never mentioned the actual side hustle in the video. So of course that created curiosity, like what is she doing? Like what's she doing from home? And of course, like comments were like, how do I start? How do I start? How do I start? And
Yep.
another big thing is reply to every single comment. Like, and even if you can't get to
Mhm.
all of them down the road, like weeks later, you can still reply because then that pushes your video out again, which actually just happened to me last week. I gained 3,000 followers because I went back to my viral videos. I just commented back to people that I missed the first time just because there were so many comments.
Wow.
And yeah, that's like a
So push
huge,
that
huge
video
thing.
back out to the For You page.
Yes, it did. And I got
Oof.
like 5,000 likes on it and then even more comments. And I was like, oh my God, like this is overwhelming me right now. What's everyone doing? But it's cool. Like if you ever have that viral video, like maybe don't respond to every single comment, maybe leave a few and then go back to it in the future.
Wow. Now
Yeah, that
that was
helped
a
me a
gold
lot.
nugget. That was a gold nugget. Cool. Wow. Um, Elsie, can't thank you enough. Especially with that last little bit there. That was awesome. And if you need it, we'll wrap up because we've been going here for an hour. We could sit here and just spit and keep going, but
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
thanks for what you contribute to our community. I know you give a lot of time and energy to helping people, and we appreciate
Mm-hmm.
that. And thanks for coming on. And if you need anything, hit us up. Let us know. You got any final
Okay.
words? Any final thoughts?
My mom just messaged me and wanted to say hi. So hi, mom. Other than that, I really appreciate you, like you guys inviting me on the show. Like I said, when I first got
Cool.
into decade in a day. This was like a dream of mine. And this is like my first goal, like be on the Wake Up Legendary show. So I'm just happy to be here.
That's awesome. Really cool. Hi, Mom. Awesome. Well, if you need anything, let us know. You're a rock star. Thanks a lot. And
Cool.
yeah, we'd love to have you on again someday.
Sounds good to me.
Cool. Awesome. See you, Kelsey. All right, guys. Well, have a good Thursday. We'll be back here again tomorrow. We do these little things every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, where we just like to highlight people and see what's happening in their lives and see what's getting them results. I think that, you might do yourself well to watch this back again and take notes, because this turned out to be there was just little tiny things Kelsey was dropping there that I don't know if everybody caught fully, but they were amazing little gold nuggets in there. And yeah, you might do yourself well to check that out again. So we'll be back again tomorrow on Friday. And then and today we're just about to send out the email for day 4 of the Instagram challenge too. So we're on day 4 now, and we've got today is going to be a really awesome day to talk about how to grow your Instagram following faster. So we've got some tips from Chris on that, and it's going to be a great Thursday. We'll have day 5 tomorrow to wrap up the Instagram challenge. So if any of you are new or unsure how to get reminders, you can get reminded every time we go live. You text the letters WUL to 813-296-8553. And then what we do is we send out just a short little text message every Monday through Friday. So around 10 a.m. Eastern, you're going to get a text message from us. And there's a little link that you can just tap right in the text message, and you won't join the live. You'll tune into the live right on your phone. So that's all we got for today, guys. Have a great rest of your Thursday. See you next time.